My name is Lindsay Mahoney, and I am the 2020 Kennebec County Teacher of the Year. Connection is why we're here. It is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. Brene Brown. Across the country, there are too many learners who do not feel seen, heard, or connected to our schools. According to the CDC, 61% of adults surveyed experienced at least one adverse childhood experience. Connection is one of the most powerful emotions that drive human behavior, and schools need to capitalize on this instead of ignore it. Everything in the world of schools has become so data-driven and measurable that these basic needs often are underemphasized or put on the back burner. We are doing our learners a disservice by not valuing and prioritizing our connections to them. This past year, I had one learner in particular who has seen a lot of trauma in her short life. I knew that with schools closing, this was going to be a huge emotional obstacle for her to face, and we would need to tackle that before the academics. So, each week, in addition to our scheduled virtual meetings where she was there but not really an active participant, I would meet with her one-on-one. We would start with her playing a board game with my daughter, and then she would read her a book. Then we would dive into what the academic expectations were for the week and what she needed help with. It was crucial that we started in a safe way and then moved into this academics. This type of connection creates a trusting relationship with her and I that will carry over into future academic successes. There are a lot of things in a child's life that as schools and teachers we cannot control or even impact. What we can do is ensure that we create schools where every learner is listened to, valued, challenged, and knows that they have people there to help them discover and chase their dreams. Schools have the power to provide a foundation that will transform our learners from young absorbers of knowledge to leaders in our society. This begins with engaging our learners in what they're learning and who they're learning it with. It is imperative that we help our learners connect with each other, with the adults, with the content, and their communities. According to the National Center for School Engagement, one of the key components of supporting at-risk and disengaged youth is to help them feel attached to their schools and their communities. Effective instructional approaches that engage and connect learners can make a difference. What all learners need and deserve are adults in the building who are there to understand them developmentally and help them make social, emotional, behavioral gains as well as academic ones. I'm a fierce advocate for strong advisory programs and was on our school's leadership team as we discussed implementing one school-wide. I love starting my day with my advisory group. It gives me an opportunity to welcome them to school for the day with a smile and some positivity. For many of them, I'm the first adult they've interacted with, and having this be a positive exchange can set the tone for the entire day. Early into the school year, I had one learner whose mother told me that every morning was a struggle to get her to come to school. She would fight and argue about it. And I knew this when I welcomed her to school in the morning and got a somber hello. But as advisory ended, she would linger. And this is where I found out that her mom had suspended visits with her dad until he could get sober, and that she hated her reading intervention class because she had to read out loud. This helped me be a better teacher and advocate for her. By the end of the year, her mom reported that mornings were so much smoother and she had a much more positive outlook on coming to school. Being present and available with our learners creates a relationship and connection with them that helps them come to school and know they have adult allies to guide them. I'm also a proponent of silent mentoring. Every learner in every school should know and have ability to converse beyond academics with the adults in the building. I had the fortunate experience of silent mentoring a 7th grade reluctant learner who, unbeknownst to me, was having a hard time letting his peers know his true identity. Based on our conversations and the trust we had built, he sought me out to help him navigate his personal transformation at school, the beginning of his 8th grade year. All learners need to feel connected to the adults in the building and know that we are here to support them well beyond the contents we teach. Amidst the social and emotional ups and downs of young adolescents, adults are the one constant connection that learners should know they can unequivocally rely on. Chronic absenteeism, a dire yet fixable problem. Attendance Works reports that more than 8 million students a year are academically at risk due to excessive absences. Learners need to have meaningful connections with the adults in the building before they even want to come to school. I often call home when a child is absent unexcused and check in with them and make sure there's nothing they need. This creates a powerful home-to-school intervention and let the student know that they are an important member of our learning community. I once had a parent tell me that her child didn't know how much I cared until I called. This made me feel like I had failed. Every child, every day, should know that there are adults in the building who care about them and support them. Learners are more engaged when they have a connection with the content they're working with, and it has a meaningful impact beyond the classroom. School should not be a checklist of low-level tasks. Instead, it is crucial that we create inquiry-based projects where learners need to actively investigate problems, connect previously taught skills, and work together. Implementing techniques that allow all learners to participate, but at an appropriate pace and rigor for themselves, is what's going to give them a sense of success that fuels other successes. This type of learning can be difficult and time-consuming, but creates meaningful experiences that keep them connected to their learning. It has become a tradition that every year my team teacher and I organize a baking extravaganza. Learners choose what they're baking, how much of it they're making, and what local charity the proceeds of their bake sale will go to. They are each able to recognize that they are valuable contributors to the end goal in their own way. And this helps them have a lasting impact on their desire to continue to connect with the community. 2020 has been a bizarre and unsettling year so far. We have been separated and divided in so many ways, but we have the opportunity, and yes, it's an opportunity because the alternative is not going to bring us any growth, to redefine how schools operate and connect with our learners. It is imperative that we address the social and emotional needs of our learners and connect with them before we rush forward with academics. And this needs to be a shared priority of everyone in the school. Connecting with every learner every day and making them feel connected is how we're going to be triumphant. Thank you.